Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and greetings to everyone who watched this video. I am presenting this video for Second International Conference on Management Education, Social Science and Innovation 2021 ICME-SSI 2021 proceeding for Asian Scholars Network International Conference. This paper titled Creative Method in Qualitative Interviews with Higher Education Students consisting 3 members. First, Hidayah Mohamed Yunus from Politeknik Mukah, Sarawak. Second, Technologist Dr. Binti from University Tun Hussein on Malaysia, Johor. And lastly, Muhammad Hazim Fahmi bin Abdul Ghaffar from Politeknik Mukah, Sarawak. So I am the presenter of this research, which is first author Hidayah Mohamed Yunus. I will explain briefly about this research. So in education research, qualitative research methods have gained attention because they allow the investigation of several people-related issues that cannot be investigated using quantitative methods. This study explained the usefulness of using creative method qualitative approaches in an effort to obtain quality data for the study. The purpose of the research is to introduce readers with some of the creative method that can be applied, which is not only can actively engage informants during the research process, but also to more fully aware of their perception, experience, feeling, and life events. From this creative method, researchers are trying to understand what informants think, feel, and do. So this creative method was implemented to explore the factors that influence the retention and success of final year engineering students in Malaysian Technical University. So in this research, the semi-structured interview were conducted with 24 undergraduate engineering students with a CGPA of 3.60 and above at 4 technical universities in Malaysia. 6 informants aged between 22 to 24 years old were collected respectively from University Tun Hussein on Malaysia, located at Johor, University Technical Malaysia Melaka, located at Melaka, University Malaysia Pahang UMP, located at Pahang, and lastly, University Malaysia Perlis UNIMED, located at Perlis. So, they specialize in 3 main fields of engineering, namely civil engineering, mechanical engineering, and electrical engineering. So, from this purpose, the purpose of this activity are to deepening the exploration activities and understanding of intrinsic and extrinsic motivation factors that influence the retention and successful engineering student at higher education education institution. So retention means we as researcher are deepening explore what happened from first year to final year of engineering student and how they can achieve dean list consistently every semester and got first class degree. Okay, next. So next, in this part, I will explain briefly the justification of creative method. So creative method is include wide range of often visual and art-based method, such as drawing, photography, or use of an object. So despite often being represented as part-based method, art-based method, the term creative has been used by Rainford 2020 and Cara 2015, who highlighted that there is also a scope for using creativity in traditional research, such as interviews and focus group in qualitative research. So, deeper insight that questioning alone, which primarily help to understand a specific problem from viewpoint of the informant of the research. So from this part, I will explain briefly the justification on advantage of creative method in research. So creative methods are known as playful approach to data collection process which often used in research with children and youngsters. However, according to Brown 2019, creative method on adult in qualitative study has become a norm based on the context of their respective study. So this is proven that creative method not only used for children and youngsters, but creative method can be applied to any range of age as an effective data collection technique. Because creative method offer a special way to explore problem and have a potential to make the familiar strange, can elicit more in-depth thought on the topic under discussion, enhance reflexivity in interview circumstance, and allow for discussion and deconstruction of the underpinning assumption, framing the typical informant they work with. Typical informant in this study refer to students that can endure until final year and achieve excellent exam result. So that's why the informant must be from final year student and got CGPA 3.60 and above. So must be from final year and achieve excellent exam result. Because why? We use creative method to stimulate discussion of each story that allow the informant reflection and deeper consideration that a question answer for. So, the purpose of this paper is to introduce reader with some of the creative method, which is first, graph sketching, performed before the third question, and secondly is photo card activity played after all questions were asked. So, this is the barrier. We have 4 creative method barrier. So first is graph sketching. So graph sketching, this is a graph template that has been developed as creative method in this research. So first, researcher will explain about the activity procedure prior to the interview. Second, informant are required to sketch their cumulative grade point average CGPA result throughout the 4-year study. So as we can see at graph template, academic achievement versus years of study, horizontally indicates the year of study and vertically indicates the academic achievement CGPA. So by completing the graph sketch sheet, it will encourage and support informant engagement at initial level as well as increasing the informant level of confidence and offering an outline of history from the beginning of their journey, which is first year, and to the end of the study to final year. So this is the graph sketch. The graph has been sketched by the informants. So as we can see, any innovative method in qualitative research can be used as a strategy to entry the informant's work. So informants are able to explain in detail the problems experienced during the study, which are seen from the standpoint of increasing or decreasing examination result. As we can see from year 1 semester 1, pointer 3.42 is lower than semester 2 year 1 3.69. So we can ask, as researcher, we can digging the story of the informants on how the pointer can increase, what factor that can increase their pointer, what factor that can give advantage to their learning study or learning journey. So from that cases, they will explaining fully, deepening about what happened to their journey from year 1, especially what happened from semester 1 to semester 2 that can be increasing their pointer. So that is situation 1. And after that, as researcher can ask why from year 1 semester 2 to year 2 semester 1, dropping the pointer from 3.69 to 3.09. So this visually shown that the pointer is dropping from up to down. So this is the story that researcher need to be clear. What happened? What contribute to the decreasing of the pointer? Are these about friends, subject, lecturer, or family problem? So from this plot, or from this visually plotting of pointer, researcher can deepening ask the informant what happened, what they will do, and what are their feelings. So, and lastly, this is show proven that the flow graphic formulation of the sketch will aid recall of existing memories and assist the further discussion. As we know, every semester, student will enroll different courses. So from different courses, we'll have a different lecturer or different situation, different group members. So from this plot, we can recall of existing memory from the student, what happened to their study journey. So, as well as we know the story, we need to beware of 4 creative method, which is first, fear of unknown. As researcher will explain clearly the process need to be done by the informant. Second, fear of judgment. By giving the informant sufficient time to complete it, it will be eliminates the fear of judgment from researcher to informant. Fear of first step. By showing the example of the graph that has been sketched, will be eliminate the fear of first step that's informant will be feel. So when he or she know what they have to do, there is no fear of first step. And lastly, fear of losing control. By providing a complete template and only need to fill in the CGPA only. So students are in the scope of the template only. No need to think beyond of the graph. So this is the way of we as researcher eliminates the fear of losing control. Secondly, our second creative method in qualitative research of photo card activity. So first step, researcher explaining about the activity procedure. Prior to the interview, have 2 set card of group, namely emotional cards and motivational, external motivation cards. So each informant was provided with 19 cards, which is 9 cards are namely from PIMIN 2014 and 10 card was blank card. So as we can see, we have 9 field, we have picture on that cards, but we have 1 blank card. So that is 1 equals to 10 blank card actually. So total card were given to the student is 19. So researcher questioned the informant using 10 emotional card. So we have 10 emotion card. So example, we ask the informant emotion card hope. We just only show this card hope. So they will answer with their perspective, how they feel, how they think, and what are their perspective on their life. So from 19 cards, informant select several cards and explain in detail the suggested factor cards in order to reflect emotion card that were asked and related them to their success and retention until final year. So this is the example, student choosing engineering profession, family, and 3 blank card. But 3 blank card, we don't know what is it, because there is no picture on there and there is no words on there. So the student or informant will explain briefly what are represent to the blank card. So student represent reward, educational loan, and parents as hope. So they are hoping, they are going to the engineering profession, they are hoping to make their family and parents happy, they are hoping to get a reward and hoping to got educational loan for free. So, each photo card is subjective to each of different informants. Some informant choose this different card and other informant choose different card. So, this is proven that the photo card is subjective. Not all informant choose the same card because each provide an answer that related to their experience, what they had throughout their studies. So, this is different story, different informant. Okay, this is an example of a photo card activity during the interview from 4 universities. So, this photo card activity proven that can facilitate the imagination of informant to explain more fully the feasible of the ongoing research and power of image to jog memories and provoke emotional and intellectual response. So, the end of the photo card activity, the result shows photo card activity managed to found 8 new external motivation factors that represent the informant perspective. So, however, we as researcher must beware of 4 creative method. So, as researcher, we explaining clearly to eliminate fear of unknown. We giving informant sufficient time to select the card to eliminate fear of judgment. We show demonstration to play the activity for the fear of the first step. And lastly, we eliminate the fear of losing control by providing a photo card that requires informant only to select it. So, they have to select it only. There are nothing else to do. So, the conclusion is positive effect using the creative method and manage to control barriers of creative confidence. So, can create less stress and more enjoyable interview session, provide evidence of data saturation that is seen as important for qualitative research, facilitate informant engagement during the interview process, and lastly, useful approach to get a more in-depth and quality data even though the exploration involves difficult topic. So, any exploration of other topic can use this creative method to get more in-depth and quality data and informant engagement, which is the higher rapport within informant and researcher. That's only from me. Thank you.